everybody, thanks for tuning in to Homegrown Bae. I'm Mercedes. In today's video, I'll be going over my home birth of baby number 5. This girl right here, this is Mayah, y'all. Say I'm Mayah. She's 4 months. Okay, so as a little backstory, my first birth was in a hospital. Standard textbook hospital setting, OBGYN, all that good stuff. My second birth was in a birthing center, which was pretty much just like a hospital, in my opinion, you know. And then my third was my first home birth. I had a midwife, home birth, everything was great. It was a beautiful experience, I'll say that. My fourth, another home birth. My quickest labor, that was only an hour and 45 minutes or hour and a half. No, it was 1 hour and it was an hour and a half, yeah. And this birth was a little under 3 hours. And a baby number 5, another home birth. Now, I'll tell you guys, give you a little bit of tidbits about the pregnancy. First trimester, HG. If you don't know what HG is, I believe it's pronounced hyperemesis gravidium, and that's when you have severe morning sickness and fatigue, dehydration, all of that. Now, I've had this in all of my pregnancies, and it sucks, you guys. It is not fun. Thankfully, this pregnancy, you know, went through. I was able to get through it. I was able to do whatever I could to survive and to keep the house going, which Michael did so much during that time because he knows, like, it's not a joke. Like, I'm really having a hard time. And then, you know, that might have meant more couch time with the babies when it came to doing work or doing this and that. So I'm glad that we were able to get through that part safely. And then by the time I got to my second because the sickness and stuff, it tries to get better around like 16 weeks. Then it kind of goes back and forth, and then I'll just have a really bad day one day. It does that until I get to about 20 weeks. By 20 weeks, I can strongly say eating this won't make me throw up. I can keep fluids down even though everything tastes weird, and I have more energy to do things. It's like the little rainbow, you know, the light at the end of the tunnel. Well, not that light. That light is her coming out, but you know. So, yeah, so I was happy I was able to get through that. Had a good time as much as I could because, you know, every day I was going through the first trimester or the first 20 weeks, which was really hard for me. I decided to tell myself positive things. I said, this is only one day. We will get through it. This will not last forever. All that matters is mommy, baby, being happy, healthy, safe. So I said this every day to myself because I didn't want negative thoughts and emotions, like messing with my feelings, and I didn't want that to mess with the baby. So I was trying to always stay in a place of gratitude during that time. But trust me, when you're feeling like that, it's hard, especially when you have to take care of other people. So fast forward 20 weeks, I decided to do more research on exercising while pregnant because it does have a lot of side effects, or not. There's a big impact that it has on not just the mother but the fetus as well. So once I did my reading, I decided, like, you know what, let's do some more exercising. I was never really one to exercise. I'll take walks, I'll do work in the garden, do some stretching. I love dancing, so I would do dancing, but I wanted to kind of be more organized with my exercising. Like, I still did dance and listen to music, but I wanted to kind of have more structure, so I looked for more prenatal exercises this time around, which I will say I enjoyed them a lot. It not just helped me feel better physically, but mentally it helped me feel a lot better, just being able to focus in on that, you know, with 10-15 minutes a day, sometimes 20 or 30 minutes, but most of them, I'm gonna be honest, was only 15 to 20 minutes a day. So I did that went well. I tried to be mindful of what I ate, mindful of what I read. This time I worked on taking more deep breaths, belly breaths, and other than deep breaths, I want to really focus on being more hydrated. So that would have been things like tea, water, fruit and vegetable juices, even some electrolyte powders that seem pretty natural. So I drank coconut water, if I didn't say that. But I drank that because I was like, you know what? If this amniotic sac is filled with fluids and we need that to survive, life is water, everything, we need as many fluids or fluid-based things as possible. So that's what I did, along with drinking bone broth, which I need to drink more of that, but I was really heavy on drinking bone broth. Aside from nutrition and aside from exercising, it starts at the beginning. Like finding out I was pregnant, the first thing you do, you pray. You pray, you say your Hallels, you meditate, you did all that, you talk to the Most High, you get that right first, because that's a long journey you have ahead. I did that. I did journaling. What else did I do? Journaling, reading scripture, getting my spirit right, prayers, Hallels, being more of my bad, guys. I kind of drifted off somewhere, but I went down a tunnel. But I worked on setting more boundaries, trying to get more organized in some areas of my life, being a bigger advocate for myself and for my needs. So that's something that I worked on. So that was that. So let me just get to the birth part. It was a little bit under 3 hours, so it's definitely not a long type of situation here. Michael and I were tired. we were tired, which towards the end, we're always tired. We had 4 of the children, youngest being 2. So being fatigued was just something. I was 39 weeks on the dot when she was born. I believe 39, was it 39.1 or 39.2? It might have been 39.1. So we drifted off on the couch, which was pretty normal at this time for us. And after we drifted off on the couch, I got up, did my nighttime routine, went to bed. Now, maybe 3 hours later, I got up because my stomach was hurting, and I was like, ooh, bad stomach pains. But I wasn't surprised, because for the past month, I have been having like Braxton Hicks at night. Some Braxton Hicks were as bad as like I would have them the whole night. So I started having those pains. Like, whoa, okay, what's going on? And I did my Braxton Hicks routine. Changed positions, drank some water, went to the bathroom. Now, when I went to the bathroom, I had noticed some bleeding. And in my experience on my journeys, whenever I bleed anything, it could be a pink spot. I know that it is go time. I know go time is upon us. So immediately I'm like, okay, there's bleeding. I'm in labor. So I told Michael, pretty sure I started labor. You can chill out for a minute. Or, it's still late. It was maybe 4 a.m. I was like, you can get some rest. I'm going to go ahead and do some things around the house. So I even recorded myself cleaning and talking. I was talking myself through these contractions, having conversations with myself, which I do anyway all the time. After that, I did laundry. And then I was like, this is getting pretty intense. Okay. I got through it some more. Did breathing, started doing more humming. And then my youngest son, he got up, which I should have expected it, because his brother got up when I was in labor with him. So I was like, okay, he's up because he knows it's go time. I put him in bed with my husband, and I told him, I was like, okay, it's getting more intense. So my youngest son drifted back off. Then my husband put him in bed. Then he started helping me prep the room, because I wanted to give birth in our room. So we prep everything. We get the mats out, everything that we need, everything that we got all that time. He put the mirror down for me, because this... Okay, I had a mommy moment. Okay, now I had the mirror on. I was crouched down. The mirror was... Okay, I'm back. Another mom moment. So, where was I at? Boop, 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 boop. Right. I told myself initially, I'm going to guide my baby out. I was like, it's been too many births to where I haven't been able to guide my baby out. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's exactly what I did. I actually got a mirror because I wanted to see what was happening. I wanted to be fully aware of everything. So I saw the crowning. I felt the crowning. Like, this is all, I was completely immersed in this whole thing. Even as I was crowning, Michael was like, ugh. Like, if you have husbands who've seen home births, no matter how many, it still is graphic. So, you know, he's like, wow, that's nasty. But, you know, that's just nature. That's natural, right? That's what happens. That's how we get here. So with her, I felt the crowning. I was getting tired, but I was like, wow, this is great because we're towards the end. I'm getting excited. And so once the crowning stagnates to where it's like you don't get that stretching and stuff, kind of stagnates a little bit. It's like, boo, kind of like that. That's when you know, like, all right, we're about at push time. So I bared down. I was breathing through the contractions, bearing down with the contraction, taking deep breaths, and it didn't take many, maybe two pushes, and then she came out. But surprise, when she came out, she was in Caul. That means that the baby is born in their amniotic sac, and for me, this is my second vaginal in Caul birth. And when they're in Caul, it's just the most amazing thing to see. Like, I'm blessed, my eyes were able to see it 2 times over now, because when they're laying down. Okay, so we saw the baby. If you've ever seen an in-Caul baby fully encased in the sac, not just the veil on the face, but fully encased in the sac, it's your baby. This is exactly how they were in the womb. So it looks like they are just having a beautiful rest, and that they just look relaxed and just. It's the oddest, most beautiful, most interesting thing to see. Like, so I'm surprised I've got to see it 2 times. So immediately when she comes out, I opened up her sac, and then she had the veil, which is the hanging of the sac on the face. That's the other veil, not the full encased amniotic sac. But anyway, I took that off her face and pulled stuff out her mouth. I'm using a little suction bulb. And rubbing, which she was perfectly cute when she came out. But the beautiful thing is, when I opened her sac and I picked her up in my hands, one eyeball was open. She was like, hi, Mom, hi, Dad. So that was beautiful. So we knew, like, okay, she's fine. Her eyes open. So at that point, it's just, getting things out of there, using the suction and rubbing. And then I automatically put the baby on the chest and put them on the breast, which also helps with anything that might have been in there. So that's what we did, and then she was fine. So she made a little noise as we're rubbing her back, and then when I cleaned out her throat a little bit more, and then her mouth a little bit more, because like a little bit of stuff from the sac was on there. She started making more noise, and she was alert for like 4 or 5 hours. She was up for a while. She stayed up, and she got to see her siblings, and then she started, hi, yeah, and she started nursing, and all went well. It was a beautiful time. I'm just thankful I was able to experience this again for the 5th time, and that me and baby were happy, healthy, and well, and that everyone now is adjusting to this new baby in a great way. So it was a blessing, and I'm glad that you guys were able to listen to my little story, and hopefully I can share more tidbits with you guys down the line. And please, if you had any home births or any type of your births that you have, please share it, because this is such an interesting topic to me. I'd love to hear it. You guys, be blessed, be well, be loved. Thanks for tuning in to Homegrown Babe. All right, later.